Hello, my name is Lee Fuller, and today we're going to be talking about the money matrix. All right. Again, my name is Lee Fuller, and today I want to show you the process that you need to go through in order to be able to sell anything to everyone, right? To anyone. So a lot of times when we're creating our business model, when we're creating different things online, sometimes we are not quite sure how to start. So today I'm going to talk you through that thinking process of what you need to be able to do in order to create and sell anything to anyone. So, got my handy dandy clicker, and let's get at it. So first we're going to talk about the money matrix. The purpose is, if you are able, listen to me, if you're able to fill in this matrix, okay, this is my promise. If you're able to fill in this matrix, you'll have the essential framework for creating and delivering a money-making product or service promotion, okay? This is going to help you do it. And so the money matrix, really, it's this series of boxes. We're going to break down each one of the boxes that are on the matrix, but I want you to kind of get ready, get a pen and paper, and you can also download the matrix below, print it out, and go ahead and we're going to start. So first you need to understand, if I showed you this image, okay, do you see your customer? Can you clearly identify your customer? Because if you can see your customer and can clearly identify who your customer is, then you're able to fill in the first block on our manual or on our matrix. It's the audience identity block located as you see. So a few concepts. Number one, you and we sell things to real people, okay? Because your market, your organization, we sell to people, we sell to organizations, not concepts and ideas. So the clearer you can get on your identity, or the clearer you can get on your audience, the clearer you'll be able to articulate what needs to be said during your promotion, okay? And you must be able to clearly be able to see your customer clearly. Like, hey, is that guy your customer? Is the guy in the front there your customer? Or the guy way over on the corner? Is the female your customer? In your mind, picture your customer right now. Can you see him? Do you know how they laugh? You know how tall they are? Does any of that matter? All right? So, once you can identify them, your what's the name of that thing? Your medulla? It's the idea of, if I'm looking to buy a car, so I'm interested in getting a new Tesla. That's what I want. So I'm working toward it. I'm stacking my chips, trying to get my Tesla. So now when I look around, I see Teslas. When I'm driving down the street or going through the neighborhood, I'm like, that guy has a Tesla, right? So why? Because I focus my identity, I'm able to know what I want, and now I'm seeing it. Same thing happens when you're buying a car. Same thing happens when you are looking for a house. When you're looking for a house, now you see all the for sale signs for homes, right? So once you identify in your mind who your target market is or who your audience is, write that on the paper. Be specific, right? Be specific as possible. What's their gender, right? What's their position in the company that you're going after? What's their race, if it matters? What industry are they on, etc. Go specific. Hey, my customer is a 35-year-old wannabe basketball player that works out and loves Gatorade, right? Get as specific as possible, because we can extrapolate out, but it's really important that we start off with a focus, okay? Because once we identify who they are, then we'll be able to find them. My guy, he's at the ball court, right? right? Or my guy is on ESPN.com. If that guy was who I'm looking for, the basketball player, the athlete, whatever, then I can know where to find them. I can advertise on ESPN.com. I can advertise in their app, right? I can buy an ad in Sports Illustrated or whatever. So once you identify who your audience is, it makes it so much easier to find them, okay? Now, the next part, so that's first block in your matrix. Identify your audience. Know who we're talking to. The next step is listen. You do not sell a product. I do not sell a product. I sell a shortcut, okay? When people come to you, they want a solution. They want you to be able to tell them, to help them break the learning curve. I have a couple clients and they don't care about the HTML code that I have to do. They don't care about the Zapier integrations to make the tweets fly. They don't care about that. They want people to be on the webinar. Right? So we sell solutions, and what you have to do is get in the mindset of, hey, as the business owner or as the person that has something to sell, you need to determine what the amazing outcome is of your product or service. Because if you know what the amazing outcome is, then you can portray that to them and find the one that needs that outcome. So, how do we do this? In the block there, and this is not a big block. Why? Because your outcome, it doesn't need to be 30 different things. Your outcome needs to be a specific outcome. So, in the little block there, you're going to write and define what outcome you can deliver for my client, right? So, and not like woo-woo type, like non-quantifiable stuff. Like there needs to have some meat to it, right? So, when I sell websites, I will deliver a graphically designed, a beautiful website, right? Some people, they want a beautiful website. When I sell marketing funnels, I sell a money generating process, right? If you sell graphic design, right? So the outcome will be a brand identity, which includes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? If you're a coach, okay? If you coach executives, I will teach you and I will coach you how to reduce turnover in your company by X%, right? Put some meat on it. Like make them say, that's what I want. Hey, I need like when I go to the dry cleaners and get my clothes, the value proposition is clear. The amazing outcome is clear. I want it clean and pressed. But hold on. I don't know. Let me check my shirt. I don't know if I should be talking about clean and pressed. But see, so some businesses are very clean and very clear. Dry cleaning, we know what we're getting. When I go to certain restaurants, hey, if I order this, the outcome I want is this. That's how you want your outcome to be in the box, right? If you're a coach, then be clear on the amazing outcome that you can provide. It must be definable, it must be desirable, and it must be measurable. There's two ways to measure something. Either yes, no, like it did or it did not happen. Jim Rohn used to say, when he would ask people, hey, did you do that thing that I wanted to do? And they would give him they would give him examples. Well, I really tried. I tried to do this, and then I did work on this. And he said, oh, that doesn't fit in the box. I need a yes or no, right? So at the end of the day, we sell shortcuts. People want to know, was I able to stream online or was I not? Right? Yes or no. Can you do it or can't? Right? The other thing, or a number. Because not everything is yes or no. There's some, then you measure by number. Hey, were you able to increase opt-ins by 15%? Yes or no? Right? So we measure, your outcome needs to be desirable. I can provide X in X amount of time. Or Before they work with you, they have no children. After they work with you, mama's pregnant. Horrible example. If you're a fertility doctor, oh my goodness, cut, right? But no, we're gonna keep moving. Amazing outcome. That's what they want. They want an amazing outcome. Write it in the box, right? I gave some examples below. Now, the next part in your matrix, you got to know, where will you get money? Where will you get money, right? So, good question, Lee. How will I receive money? It's amazing to me how many people say, I want to buy stuff. I want to sell stuff online. I got something to sell. And I'm like, cool. I like that. How do I buy it? Well, if you go, email, like take a picture, and it's just like, what? Like, don't make it difficult, right? You have to identify up front, where will you get money? So that's the activation point. So this is pretty simple, right? The stuff that we're getting in right now is super simple. Number one, who you're talking to. Number two, what can you do? And number three is your activation point. How will your audience be converted into customers? What is the process that you will convert them into customers? Will it be online, right? Do you have a sales letter? Do you have a VSL? Is it an email sequence where you will sell them online through the email sequence, right? Do they go to your store and click buy, right? If it's online, then say, my activation point is online via checkout. Done, right? Activation point. That's how I'll do it. If it's in person, hey, I go, call them on the phone, go to the office, and I pick up checks. So my activation point is after an appointment, right? Some people, their activation point is when they get on one stage, right? On that stage, they sell to a bunch of people, right? That's where they're making the sales conversation. And then they go to the back of the room, fill out the order form. Or while you're on stage, they're filling out the order form, they're sliding them down, right? Activation point. If you're a preacher, you up here preaching, and they put it in the basket. Activation point, right, is live, in person. And then sometimes there's the hybrid. Sometimes you have a live thing online, like a webinar or a live cast. So as you're building out your promotion, as you're building out how you're going to sell anything, you need to identify, number one, who am I selling to and where are they? Number two, what can I do for the people that buy? Number three, how will they buy, right? The next thing you need to do, we're walking through the money matrix. The next thing you need to know is, can I have your attention? How will you get the attention of the people that you sell to, right? So we've gone through, we know exactly who we want to sell to. Now, how will we get their attention? How are you going to do it, right? Because that person is living their life, struggling with the issue that you can solve. But if you don't have their attention, or if you're not in front of them, then either they're just struggling or they have to go to somebody else. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how can I get their attention? In the box, the attention object, you are going to write what lead offer or hook can grab their attention. Okay? One question was, hey, how do you catch a beaver? Or how do you catch a beaver? With beaver bait. I don't know how to catch beavers, or else I would have put the bait in there in the question. So let's see something I know how to catch. How do you catch a fish? Right? When my grandma used to take me fishing, we had the cane pole, and I used to wrap the worm on the cane pole. Right? So to catch a fish, I use the worm. All right? If you're trying to catch a banker, what do you use? If you're trying to catch an executive, what will you use? If you're trying to catch a speaker, what are you going to use to get their attention? Some things you can use as information. Okay? Something you can use is information. Other things that you can use is a template or some type of tools. So I have this calculator. It's called a lifetime customer value calculator, right? That I use to attract people that are trying to see what the customer lifetime value, like one of those matrix that we always talk about, but people don't always know how to figure out. I create a calculator to find those that are in this stage of business, right? Now, those are people who, hey, they have something going on and they need to measure it a little bit more. They're making some money, but now we want to get into the measuring the matrix in order to improve it, in order to find out what the lifetime value is. Maybe they're thinking about upping your Facebook advertising or doing some more direct mail. You need to know what your customer lifetime value is. So that's the bait I use to catch those marketers or those business people that already have a concept of I need to be tracking their numbers. Price savings. Another way that you can get people's attention is with saving the money. Discount, free trial, 10-day trial, right? These type of things are what I call attention objects, and they can help you attract the attention of your customer. Now, in these attention objects or in the information, there are some ways to get attention with the headline. One is how to do X without Y, right? So how to close a person on the phone without having to cold call, right? Or how to create appointments without having to cold call. How to work out. Like how to get fit without joining a gym, right? How could I X without Y? And then another attention getting headline, proven, like these are proven for years by people. X ways, a number of ways to Y in Z time, right? So 5 ways to train your puppy in 2 weeks, or 5 ways to train your puppies in 2 days, or 10 tips to train my daughter how to ride a bike in a week, because somebody please give me that advice, because I am tired of running behind my daughter and it's taking a little longer than I thought it would to teach a person to ride a bike. So yes, that's an attention getting headline. It pulls out a pain point, and then the truth about X, right? Hey, the truth about Facebook advertising. Hey, the truth about shooting video, right? So these things draw attention. Now, how will you get people to see the offer? So you've identified what your attention object is going to be. Hey, it's going to be a tool, how to track your customer lifetime value, in 45 seconds. And then how will you get people to see that offer? It's going to be ads. It's going to be emails. Are you going to do some partnering, JV partners or affiliates? Or are you going to do blog or podcast, creating content, right? So in that attention box, I want you to say, here is how we're going to do it. Here is the title of it. And here's how we're going to get people to the offer. You see, when you break complex systems down, when you break the process down into boxes, into this money matrix, you're able to get your promotion out so much faster. Have this money matrix filled out, and you're able to move lightning speed. You like that? Lightning speed. So, the next section we have to talk about is, why should people believe that you can do what you said you can do? Right? A wise question. This is Aristotle. A very wise question. How will you get people to believe you? Okay? One way to do it is by creating authority, right? So, in this box, it's called the authority platform. All right? People are, number one, people are trained to look for an authority. Okay? As a baby, they're trained to look for mama, daddy, somebody that knows what's going on, right? Majority of people are trained to look, even on a basketball team, they look for that team leader, right? People are trained to look for authority. So you need to become that authority in your niche, right? How do I do that? How do I become an authority? So by getting active in your niche, right? Now, the whole world, if I ask you right now, who is the leading optometry surgeon in America, right? Right now, I don't know. I have no clue. But the people that are in optometry and that are surgeons, they know who that person is, right? So my point is, you don't have to be known by everybody. You need to be known by the most important people. You need to be known by the people that are most relevant to what you're trying to do. All right? So here is how that process works. So become active. Go speaking on their stages. Write content around what you're an expert in. The next way to become an authority is to teach something, right? When a person learns something from you, like you're doing from me, then you begin to realize that, hey, this person knows a little more than me or is further along in a certain area. That creates an authority position, right? So how will you create your authority position? In the box, right? The niche that you're going to, like, what actions you're going to take to become more visible in the niche. Are you going to start doing a Facebook Live? Are you going to start trying to get in on radio shows? What are you going to do to create visibility in your niche? Also, what are things you're going to teach? The other thing you can do is we must give a person they trust us. They trust authorities, and now another way they can trust you is by presenting them with proof points. Proof points is your experiences, right? Or experiences. It could be your personal experience or the experience of your customers and clients, right? So experiences help and are proof points. Stats and facts, right? When you can lay down some facts, when you can quote the stats, people say, hey, you know what? This person knows what they're talking about. I remember in school, while I was in college, there was a guy named Tim. And Tim could tell you the stats of, it felt like every basketball player, right? Hey, I'm watching the game and he's like, hey, you know, his RBI percentage is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Right? But if I ever need to know anything, I'll be like, you know what? Let me check with Tim. You know, because, hey, you say that guy is good for the fantasy draft? Hold up. Hey, Tim, is this guy? No, dude, don't get him. Thank you. Right? So, proof points, stats and facts create authority. Reputable references, right? So, sometime on a website, you'll see like, hey, some of my previous clients are, you know, XYZ, ABC, Groupon, insurance company, Geico, or whatever, right? When you see some of those clients across the top, you say, you know what? This person has reputable references. I consider this person an authority. And logical arguments, okay? So, in your authority platform box, what you're going to write is, I am going to prove my authority platform by doing these actions, you know, creating a podcast or teaching a live webinar or something, right? And I am going to either gather some stats and facts or I'm going to get testimonials from a couple clients of mine, right? We're going through this money matrix because once all these are filled out, you are in a great place to create your marketing campaign and a successful promotion so you can sell anything. Next. Okay. What is your training program? Now, this is a big deal. Listen to me. Big deal. I don't know if that's sign language, but it's a big deal. What is your training program? If you're an expert, if you're trying to sell something, you need to have a process, a documented process that you can take people through. An airplane pilot has a checklist, right? What makes him such a great pilot is he has a checklist and he knows exactly what he's doing, okay? When you're building a website, do you have a checklist that knows exactly what you're doing? When you're coaching a person, how can you take them from A to Z, right? So the last section on your money matrix is the asset delivery. So what's the name of your program or product or whatever it is you're selling? All right? What's the name of it? Write the name. Hey, this is the Rick James 2000 Dance Machine course, right? I don't know why, but because I got the moves. I got the moves like Jagger, right? So if I was going to have a dance course, I would name it my Rick Jagger. I don't know. I just got moves like it. Yeah. Course, right? And then what are the steps that you're creating? Actually, I was talking to a guy and he teaches stepping. And I said, hey, do you have an outline for how to teach people to be a stepper? He's like, absolutely. First, you got to learn the rhythm or whatever thing he went through. And I said, okay, if you have a program, now you feel more confident. A person can feel more confident that you can take them from A to B to C to D, right? I have a program where I teach people how to create an authority creating course, right? How to create an authority creating course, how to design it, how to sell it, and how to deliver it. Process written all the way out. Do you have that for your customers where you can walk them step by step on how to receive your amazing outcome we talked about at the beginning, right? So once you have your steps, I left a lot more space in this box because I want you to write out the steps. Number 1, you have to blank, right? Number 2, boom. Number 3, number 4, all the way till you get to your amazing outcome. Then you have to decide, how will you deliver your product or service? Will it be live? Will it be automated? Will it be drip fed where they get one this week, one next week, etc.? Will it be virtual, right? Or will you come and they come to a workshop? Is it downloads? Are you sending them a physical thing? Is it a service? Write down how you're going to deliver that process, okay? And how long it should take, okay? A sign of competence is your ability to predict how long it takes. I had to get some work done on my car, right? And the guy said, hey, labor is going to be this. The price is going to be this. I'm like, how do you know what the labor is going to be? He's like, because it should take 1.25 hours. What? That's what I'm talking about. So if I come back and, I'll give you 2.5 hours, we should be good. He's like, yeah. And I said, bet. So professionals are able to articulate how long something should take. So in your asset delivery, if you're going to have an 8-week course, boom, 8-week course. If your course is 3 days, a 3-day workshop, you'll be able to cover A, B, C, D, then 3-day workshop, right? So in review, I have taught you how to create and sell anything. If you take the steps and complete this platform, if you complete the money matrix, you will be able to, on paper, conceive, design, and create it. And once you have that piece of paper, you can go out and sell. All right, this is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper. Thank you for watching. Download the element below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.